Hello. I hope you're doing well today in spite of the situation that's going on in our world. A lot of people are not working at their job location, and a lot of people are having a hard time adjusting to being at home because of the COVID-19 situation. Let me just give you some encouragement. Hopefully, things will get better sooner than later. For those of you that have been to college, for those of you that may not have been to college, there is something you can do. You can build your mental fortitude, your mental skills. You can learn how to channel your emotions by reading, studying, watching educational YouTube videos, and even learning a new skill. Now, when I was younger, about the age of before I was even 6 years old, my parents used to read to me before we went to bed, as well as my brother and sister. I have one older brother, one older sister. What did this do? It gave me an interest and a curiosity about reading, writing, and the use of words, aka communication. So, in the field of communications or social engagement science, there is a thing called psychology. And a part of psychology is learning how to write academic essays. I want to talk about one particular type of essay called the expository essay, and many times it's called a research paper. And that's exactly what it is. The expository essay is written in what they call the American Psychological Association writing style. And you have to do certain things, but that's easy to learn. Now, with this type of essay, you can learn how to write business articles. So, say for instance, you're taking up business administration, which is basically learning how to work for somebody else. Business development teaches you how to work for yourself. There's the difference. Colleges have a way of pulling people in and not giving them the real deal. I'm going to give you the real deal. So, concerning these business papers, there's papers called white papers. In the business world, over 80% of major decisions in any corporate business are made because of white papers. How do you learn how to write a white paper? Well, in college, they don't tell you this. By learning how to write an expository essay in college, or on your own through a tutor or a mentor, again, or on your own research, you can create what they call white papers. A long form essay in an undergraduate program or a graduate program is equivalent to a white paper in business. How does this benefit you? Well, companies pay between $3,000 to $10,000 for one white paper. I'll repeat that. Major companies pay between $3,000 and $10,000 for one white paper. The foundation of that is learning properly how to write expository essays. Like I said before, if you've been in college, if you're in college, or if you haven't been to college, you can research how to write an expository essay, also called in college a long form essay, and then check with people on Twitter like Gorham Graham, who calls himself the white paper guy. You can also Google him and compare what's inside of a long form essay to what's inside of a white paper. They're the same thing. Graphs, all the information, the way it's set up. I actually showed him an article that I wrote and put on LinkedIn called Long Form Essays versus White Papers. He responded back and said, Mike, you're 100% correct. They're basically the same. That's exactly what he said. Here's a man who's been doing white papers over 15 years, and he calls himself the white paper guy. So That's another confirmation that the information that I'm giving you is pertinent, is relevant, it's effective, and it can empower you to commit to doing something, learning a new skill, increasing your brain power, and creating revenue for yourself and your family. So that's very important, especially now that you have the time to research, to study. Google expository essays. They will tell you they're for business, they're for technology articles, they're for scientific articles. There's your Google Analytics, the data, the stats. All of that falls under an expository essay. And those are one of the essays that I learned when I was in school. I took an accelerated course, which everybody doesn't take, but I had the opportunity, so I took advantage of it. And I came out not bragging with a BS in psychology, a GPA of 4.0. I never consider myself unintelligent, but it's always good to be open to learn new things. And I'm giving you these keys free of charge so that you can help yourself and help your family and your children. One of the best skills and the best asset that we as humans have is increasing our minds and our brain power using a skill to help others while getting paid for it. With this type of knowledge, you can work for another company or you can work for yourself because the ball is in your court. You control it. Now, you can't create a white paper just on your own. You can learn how to do it. You have to have a company's permission to do it. But that's where your communication skills kick in. Research that and research white papers and watch what you find and take notes. Take it as a serious study to say that I'm going to commit myself 100% to learning about expository essays, what they are, how to write them, and then how to use them in real life. College graduate students with a BS, BA, associates, or even a master's, if I was to walk up to them and say, now that you have your degree, how are you going to brand yourself? How are you going to promote your brand? They wouldn't have a clue to what I'm talking about. They wouldn't have a clue. They would say branding. I thought that was for cattle. It has nothing to do with cattle. Branding is your reputation. It's your skills. It's your expertise. It's your experience. It's your persona. Just like everybody has a certain way they talk, you have a certain way to convey a message, and you can do that through an expository essay. So God bless you, and I hope you take this serious because this is an opportunity to increase your value as a human being and make money at the same time. Bye-bye.